Okay, great. So first question is, how did Google Hanguk help you prepare for your studies and what was the process like?
Well, Google Hanguk helped me a lot improve my studies and in ways I didn't even imagine. The process was very simple. It was tedious at first because in other services, you're really not sure about what you're gonna get once you pay for it or once you go through with it. But I was very impressed with the process since it was so simple. It always took you step by step. They always gave you the information that you needed at the time, and they followed up on you in sort of a way of updates. They updated you constantly to make sure that you were getting everything you needed for your trip over here. And Go Hanguk improved my experience because it delivered what I was promised. It got me my place to stay, it got me the facilities, it got me a good course, and it really helped me improve my language beyond my expectations. So it helped me so much.
How has your experience been so far at Lexis Korea?
My experience at Lexis Korea has been awesome. It's been great. I thought that by going to a school like that, I might get an education, but besides that, I got so much more. I got actual friends, and even the teachers are like friends to each other and to us, the students. Lexis Korea has shown me that there are good places in the world where you can go to study and actually receive everything that you want and you need. Lexis is great. The facilities are on point. The teachers are prepared. The students, as long as they're willing to, are very smart. If they pay attention, they develop their skills in a short amount of time. And that's honestly what I would want from any facility or any institution that I visit for my education. So Lexis Korea, in my experience, has been a great place, and I recommend it to everybody to give it a shot at least once, so they can feel like I felt all this time.
Do you want to talk about any challenges or difficulties you had when you came here first, and maybe now? If there's any difference?
In Korea,
yeah.
Or in Lexis?
Just like for living in Korea, you've been here for like 3 weeks, 4 weeks, a month, yeah.
Yeah. Well, difficulty. I actually wouldn't categorize it as a difficulty because it's pretty normal in every side of the world except my own. But the public transportation system, besides being efficient, it was a little bit difficult for me to get it at first because, as I said, where I come from, usually people have their own car. And it's not like people here don't have their own car, but they rely on public transportation more than in my country. So I would say that public transportation was a difficult thing to master in a way, but once you get the hang of it, it's so efficient, so fast, so it makes you get to the places without too much trouble. So again, it's not a hard time, but it was one of the obstacles I would say I had to adapt to. But honestly, besides that, difficulties in Korea, none. The school has been great, also no difficulties there. The only difficulty I have is with the weather. Because of it being summer, the weather is a little bit hot. But it's nothing that you cannot surpass with a little help with clothing and staying in cold places. But besides that, I have nothing to complain about in the country or in my school currently. So, yeah.
What advice would you give to future students that are going to be studying here?
Well, the advice I would give future students would mostly be study. Because even though Lexis is a fun place to be at, and you will make many friends and love and meet other people that you never expected to meet, it's still the school. And they prepare you in a way that you want, but in the moment you don't realize you want. They give you tests. They give you homework. So they really care about how they educate students, and that's one of the biggest pros the institution has. So do not take it lightly, the experience. Do not come to Lexis Korea and get carried away by the fun and forget about the studies, because ultimately the studies is what gives you the abilities that you seek in the institution. So enjoy, have fun, go to the activities, but study and learn, and you will see that it's something that you will never regret. You will just progress and progress, and eventually you'll master the craft that you wish to master. So yeah.
Cool. The one we have to ask, would you recommend Gogo Hanguk to other students?
No, that's a lie.
Not at all. I'm done.
I'm done. No, Gogo Hanguk has been great. I was especially afraid of middlemen, like the person who carries the whole process for you, because in the world we live now, many middlemen are not what they say they are. They are usually, they might be scammers, or they're not as efficient as you have been. But Gogo Hanguk has been great. They took care of everything. I never, in a situation where I had a doubt, I never hesitated to ask, and you never hesitated to answer. So that's something very valuable to all future students and current students like myself. Like I said, Gogo Hanguk was with me every step of the way, always informed me of everything I needed to know, what transportation to take, how it would work, make sure that my living quarters would still be reserved for me once I arrived. Everything that a person could question about a huge trip like this, Gogo Hanguk definitely took care of me, and as it has taken care of so many other people. So I would definitely recommend the service. Many people do find their way into Lexis without the services Gogo Hanguk provide, but I found myself very lucky to have found Gogo Hanguk and to have used it as a platform to get to where I am today. So it's very good.
What are your plans after you're done with your studies? And I guess you can talk about coming back if you want, that you want to come back. It's up to you.
Yeah, sure. Currently, I am in my last semester at my university, so I will return home and graduate. I am so starstruck by the country and what I've learned here that I do have plans to come back. Whether it'll be soon or late, I do not know currently, but I do wish to come back, and I would definitely use you guys, Gogo Hanguk, again to come back, since I already trust you. There's already a trust, and I know that you guys take seriously your jobs and you make sure that every student gets their piece. So I will definitely try to come back. The moment of my return is still undetermined, as I mentioned, but after I graduate, I would like to progress in my studies of Korean, probably also search for a career, which is the whole point of graduating. But yeah, I know that progressing in Korean language, it will be one of my top items on the list, and I will definitely come back and visit, and hopefully stay longer and have more experiences and learn more than what I've learned now.